You know, sometimes a game's value in my collection doesn't even come from how much it costs, but instead comes from the memories that I have associated with it. So with that said, I'd like to share some of my favorite stories from the games in my collection. So one time, a long time ago, I can't remember when, I went and visited a friend of mine, and his dad wanted us to come with him to help buy a new couch. So, as thanks for helping him load it onto his trailer, he pulled off at GameStop and gave us $20 to spend on whatever we want. I don't remember exactly why I picked the orange box, but I'm pretty sure it's because the cashier was talking about how awesome Half-Life was, and how he was looking forward to episode 3. Well, he'd be waiting a very long time, but anyway, I picked it up on his recommendation, and went back to my friend's place. That's when we played Portal for the first time, and man, oh man, what an experience that was. Just figuring out every puzzle for the first time was just, it was amazing. Thinking with portals was such a new and novel concept for us. And while I played other puzzle games later, very few games felt the same way as I did playing Portal. Of course, when Portal 2 was announced, I had to pre-order it. More Portal and with co-op? I mean, yeah, sign me up. I played it and thoroughly enjoyed it through to the end. A couple years later, I had a chance to go to a convention with some friends, and the voice actor for GLaDOS, Ellen McLain, was going to be there. I had never met a voice actor before, but I thought it would be cool if she could sign my copy of Orange Box and Portal 2. So I got in line, I waited, and then the coordinator waved me on and said it was my turn. I distinctly remember not really knowing what to do or say, so I just shook her hand and said she looked wonderful that day. She laughed and said thank you, and that I was a very polite and handsome young man. So we chatted for a few minutes, and it wasn't even about her roles with Valve, just a casual conversation, and that's when the coordinator let us know that it was time to move along. So I said, oh, right, okay, so hey, can you sign my games for me? And she said, sure. And that's when the coordinator stepped in and said, alright, that'll be $20 each, so $40. And I was embarrassed because, as I told Miss McLean, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. I only brought enough money to buy my pass to get into the convention. So as soon as the coordinator heard me say that, he was ready to step in and shoo me away. But then Miss McLean, she put her hand up and just was like, wait. And then she waved me over. She signed my games for me, gave me a warm smile, and just said to enjoy the convention. You know, she really could have just let me go and I would have understood, but that act of kindness from her just really stuck with me, and I never forgot it since. So that's why I cherish my copies of the Orange Box and Portal 2 in my collection. Of course, that wouldn't be the last time I met a voice actor, but that's another story for another time, and I hope to see you then.